Okay, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nafifa binti Muhammad Fikri. My part for PPI3 is about quiz system. As we know, quiz system is a consolidated system of regulatory control over the pharmaceutical sector in Malaysia, which help a product license holder, manufacturer, importer, repacker, wholesaler, and other related users for safe online transaction. Okay, they have a few transactions listed as first as registration variation. Registration along with the limited changes in store data, which include manufacturing site and address. Other than that, also like licensing and surveillance activities. Okay, to conduct a transaction using the quiz system, the user must register membership first, and then they need to buy the USB token that consisting of user digital certificate. After they install the token, the user able to use the quiz system to conduct the transaction. Okay, they have two steps to use the quiz system. Like I said before, they need to register quiz system membership through online, and then they can purchase user digital certificate that come in USB token. Okay, so how you want to register? Okay, at this page, I put the link and also the website. So when you want to register, you can type this link, you can copy this link, and then you will see this website. After you see this website, you can go to the register word at the up there, and then you click the register, and then you will see the next page for registration. Okay, for this slide, I will put the flowchart how we want to register quiz system. Okay, we can go to the NPRA website, and then you can follow this instruction, and then you need to fill the form, and then you can submit the application. When you submit the application, you will receive the email with the link to check membership application status, and we need to know that the registration will be evaluated by the NPRA within 3 working days. Either they reject or receive our application. If they receive our application, they will send the email with link to print membership slip, and then after that, you need to fill in online form at MSC Trustgate, where you can proceed with the payment for token. Okay, after you pay the token, you will receive the token and you can install the quiz system. Okay, after you install and receive the USB token, lastly you can log in and proceed for product registration. Okay, this is MSC Trustgate website. Okay, you can click the link at the bottom. Okay, you will see this website, and then you need to click Quest 3 Plus at the first choice. Okay, I will proceed with the USB token. The USB token must be paid to the Search Sediaan Berhad. And then they also have several package. Okay, for first time user package, they have 2 years validity of the USB token, and they also had the guide manual. And this package around 355 ringgit and 10 cent. Okay, for supplementary user package, they have 2 years validity of USB token, and they also had a guide manual. And this package around 269 ringgit and 80 cent. Okay, for the new USB token, they have two package. For package A, new USB token have a 2 years validity, and this costs around 269 ringgit and 80 cent. And then for package B, they can utilize all USB token and also had 2 years validity, and this package costs around 106 ringgit only. Okay, for the last slide, I put this website of Quest 3 Plus system, and this website where we can log in the system, And at the bottom, I also put the link that we can copy or type. Okay, like I said before, we can only log in this website after we buy the token and also after we register the membership. Okay, so that's all from me. I pass to my friends.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Fakira binti Zakaria. So our PBL session for today is focused more on the product registration. So for my part, I will focus on the product itself. First thing first is we need to know what is the product classification for our product. So product classification can be divided into four, which are medicines for human and animal use. Next is food drug based, for example like brands which has essence of chicken. And next is medical device drug based such as inhaler that used for deliver asthma medicines. Last one is the cosmetic. So because of our product is terbinafine tablet, it can be categorized under the medicines. So there are 6 types of medicine that by categorized by the NPRA. So the first one is the new chemical entity. It refers to a product that has an active moiety or radiopharmacy that has not been registered in any pharmaceutical industry yet. Next is biologic. Biologic refer to a product that has active ingredient derived from living organisms such as plant, animal, and human. Next is health supplement. It is a product that is used to supplement to a diet to maintain, enhance, and improve the body function. Next is veterinary, which is product used for the animals. And the last one is natural, which is include the traditional medicine, herbal remedy, herbal product, and also homeopathic medicine. So terbinafine tablet is categorized under the generic product. So, generic medicine can be categorized into two categories, which are scheduled poisons and non-scheduled poisons. So, scheduled poison are known as control medicines that is refer to a product that containing poison as listed in the first schedule under Poison Act 1952. As you can see, the terbinafine active ingredient is categorized in the Poison Act 1952, which refers to Group B, oil preparation unless exempted. So the next category is non-scheduled or known as non-poison or OTC products. It refers to products that containing active ingredients which are not listed in the first schedule under Poison Act 1952 and is excluding active ingredients which is categorized under health supplements or natural products or cosmetics. So moving on to the product particulars that need to be submitted before register is the product name of the terbinafine tablet, name and strength, dosage form, product description, pharmacodynamics, pharmacokinetics, indication, dose or use instruction, route of administer, contraindication, warning and precaution, interaction with other medicine, pregnancy and lactation, side effects, signs and symptoms, storage and shelf life. So this is our product, terbinafine 250 mg tablet. So as we can see from the box itself, the product name is terbinafine tablet, the dosage form in tablets form, the strength of active ingredient is 250 mg. So route of administration this tablet is by oral. It is indicated for onychomycosis of toenail and fingernail owing the dermatophytes, and the dose should be 200 milligram, which is one tablet daily for 6 weeks for finger infection, And for the storage, it should be stored below 25 degrees C in a tight container and far from the light. So this is the product description of terbinafine tablet. It contains the synthetic allylamine antifungal compound terbinafine hydrochloride. So as we can see, that is the chemical structure of terbinafine hydrochloride. It is a white to off-white fine crystalline powder. It is freely soluble in methanol and methylene chloride, soluble in ethanol, and slightly soluble in water. And each tablet contains active ingredient and also inactive ingredient. As we know, the active ingredient is terbinafine hydrochloride, equivalent to 250 mg base per tablet. So the pharmacodynamics of a terbinafine tablet is the allylamine antifungal agent, which is appeared to act by preventing fungal ergosterol biosynthesis via the specific and selective inhibition of fungal sequelin epoxidase. And terbinafine has been demonstrated activity against a wide range of dermatophytes, filamentous, dimorphic, and Dematiacus fungi, as well as yeast. So it not just antifungal, it also can kill the yeast infections. And terbinafine tablet is orally administered, and it is effective in curing cutaneous infection caused by Trichophyton mentagrophytes or M. canis. So for the pharmacokinetics of terbinafine tablet, the absorption of terbinafine is well absorbed, and the bioavailability of terbinafine as a result of first pass metabolism is approximately 40%. For the distribution of terbinafine is more than 99% bound to plasma proteins, and there is no specific binding site. Next is for the metabolism. Terbinafine is extensively metabolized by at 7 CYP isozyme with major contribution from CYP2C9, CYP1A2, CYP3A4, CYP2C8, and CYP2C19. So the excretion of terbinafine from the body, approximately 70% of the administration dose will be eliminated in the urine. Terbinafine tablet is contraindicated in individuals with a history of allergic reaction to oral terbinafine because of the risk of anaphylaxis, and warning and precaution because terbinafine tablet may cause hepatotoxicity, taste disturbance including the loss of taste and loss of smell, cause depressive symptom, hematologic effects, serious skin or hypersensitive reaction, lupus erythematosus. So the patient is advised to do laboratory monitoring to measure of serum transaminase before they taking terbinafine tablet. So next is the drug-drug interaction between terbinafine and other medicine. So terbinafine is an inhibitor of CYP450 and CYP2D6 isozyme. So the patient should prevent from taking any medicine that being metabolized by this enzyme, so this enzyme CYP450 and CYP2D6 isozyme, because it may cause toxicity in the patient body in the patient's body. So terbinafine in the pregnancy and lactation use, terbinafine is categorized under category B, which is there is a study for animal reproduction system. There is no teratogenic effect to the baby, but it still recommend that terbinafine tablet not be initiated during the pregnancy. For nursing mothers, after oral administration, terbinafine is present in breast milk of nursing mother. So the ratio of terbinafine in milk to plasma is 7:1. The treatment with terbinafine is not recommended in women who are nursing. So moving on to the last product particular, which is the side effect of terbinafine tablets. So there is few symptoms that have been reported according to terbinafine administration, which are headache and also the gastrointestinal symptoms and dermatology symptoms. So that's all for my parts. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. I wish to lecturer and my fellow friends. My name is Nur Aisyah Kirim binti Rostan, and I'm going to proceed with the drop registration process. For my part, I will explain the submission of application and screening of the application. So if the application is satisfied, we will go to the next step, is evaluation of application. If the screening of application is non-satisfactory or incomplete, it will be rejected. Before we can submit the application, there is the pre-submission of application. In this step, we need to determine the several things, which is firstly category of the product. Terbinafine is classified as generic product, and it is scheduled in the poison which is group B. So next step is method of evaluation. As the generic product, it will be undergo full evaluation. In the full evaluation, there is four parts. Part 1, which is administrative data and product information. Part 2, data to support product quality. Part 3, data to support product safety. And Part 4, data to support product safety and other efficacy. For our terbinafine, it will require only Part 1 and Part 2 as it is the generic product. So next step is condition applied on the product registration. I will be explaining further on the next slide. Multiple application, second or third source, and the variance is not applicable for the terbinafine, as this is if we want to apply the product with different, if we want to apply for the product with different ingredient. So next is the language. So all data and document must be either in English or Bahasa Malaysia. Condition applied on product registration is that the applicant must comply the several conditions in order to ensure the product is approved by the authority. Firstly, comply with the all requirement which is in the Appendix 7, 8, 9 and 10. Appendix 7 is the special condition for registration of particular product or groups. For the Appendix 8 is the list of permitted, prohibited and restricted substances. In the Appendix 9, it will be the labeling requirement. For the Appendix 10 is the guideline on patient dispensing pack for pharmaceutical product. Next, there is provide supplementary data or information, documentation or sample if the authority requests. The next condition is respond and provide feedback within the specific time frame. If we are unable to provide the feedback, it must be written request for the extension shall be submitted to NPRA. Fail to submit requirements supplementary data or information within 6 months, the application will be rejected. As we gone through the pre-submission of application, then we can submit the application at the Quest system at http://www.npra.gov.my. Quest system has been explained earlier by my friends. An applicant must ensure that all data requirements need to support the application is fulfilled before can be submitted. So the next step is screening of the application. It is done after we have submitted the application in order to ensure the data or information that has been submitted are complete. The further evaluation shall be done after the payment for the application has been made. So after screening, there will be satisfactory or non-satisfactory. If we in the satisfactory, only the complete application shall be approved for and proceed with the payment, and the payment must be made within 30 days from the date of approval for screening. It must be to submit to Finance Department of NPRA with the copy of printed payment voucher together the appropriate fees. So if we not in the satisfactory, if we in the non-satisfactory, usually because the application is not complete, we need to submit again the complete application. So next step is evaluation that will be presenting by my friend.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Nur Faraliana Binti Jasni, and I will explain further regarding the step involved in drug registration process. Upon confirmations of payment, the applications together with the submitted data will be evaluated. The applications will be evaluated by using a queue system. In this system, there will be separate queues for different categories of products and or according to the level of the claims. Corresponding via the system shall be sent to the applicant if there is any clarifications or any further information needed. Applications will be rejected if fail to respond to the correspondent from the NPRA to submit the required supplementary information within the 6 months from the first correspondence date. Durations for product registration for terbinafine tablets is 210 working days, as terbinafine tablets is categorized under the generic schedule poison. Terbinafine tablets is a group B poison. Applications may be approved or rejected. Decisions by the authority is based on the outcome of the evaluations of the submitted documentations. Decisions made by the authority will be notified to the product registration holder through emails or official letters. For product registration number, upon registrations of a product by the authority, the product registration holder shall be notified by the authority, and the product registration number shall be assigned to the registered product via this system. If the applications be rejected, as stipulated in Regulations 18 CDCR 1984, any person aggrieved by the decisions made by the authority or the Director of Pharmaceutical Services, a written appeal may be made to the Minister of Health Malaysia. The appeal shall not be considered if all the required information is not submitted within the specific time frame given. Any request for extension for this period shall not be considered too. Any decisions made by the Minister is final. For the rejected applications due to the product safety as well as the efficacy, resubmissions for product registration shall not be accepted within 2 years after rejected applications. Next, I will explain about the appeal process. The first one is that the applicants may confirm to appeal for rejected applications within 14 days from the date notifications by the authority. Next, the applicants shall submit an appeal letter to the NPRA as per address stated in the template appeal letter. The applicants shall submit required supplementary documents within 16 days from the date of appeal confirmations, and evaluations shall be done by the authority. Memorandum of appeal will be prepared by the authority and sent to the Minister of Health. Regulatory outcome is either appeal rejected or if approved, we proceed with post-registration process. The last step is post-registration process. Registration status of a product shall be valid for 5 years or such period as specified in the authority database. Upon approval for product registrations by the authority, the applicants shall fulfill all the commitments and conditions imposed during approval of the product registration. The applicants shall responsible for the maintenance of the products in terms of the quality, safety, and efficacy throughout the validity of the product registration process. Failure to do so may result in rejections of applications for renewal of the product. Any changes to the product efficacy, quality, and safety shall be notified to the authority.
My name is Nur Aisha binti Muhammad Zaki and I will explain on dossier registration. So what is dossier registration? Dossier registration is a documentation that includes the technical data including administrative, product quality, clinical and non-clinical data of the pharmaceutical product to be approved in the Ministry of Health Medicine formulary. So in this BBL, the pharmaceutical product is terbinafine tablet. In order for the terbinafine tablet to be in the Ministry of Health Medicine formulary, we have to register it first. There are 5 types of dossier. For the pharmaceutical industry, the D1, D2 and D5 dossier are eligible for them to apply. So what is dossier 1? Dossier 1 is a proposal to list a new medication or new indication for existing medicine in the formulary. Meanwhile, the dossier 2 is to add or amend formulation or dosage form or strength of the medicine listed in the Ministry of Health Medicine formulary, and D5 is a proposal to delist approved medicine or indication from the Ministry of Health Medicine. So in this BBL, we only focus on dossier 1, dossier 2 and dossier 5. And my friend will further explain on these 3 dossiers. This is the flowchart of dossier registration. Applicant needs to submit dossier 1 and dossier 2 only, signed by an authorized company official with the supporting document from 2 specialists or consultant in a related therapeutic field working. When the Secretariat receives the letter of intent, they will screen the letter of intent, either they meet the requirement or not. If the application is eligible, the applicant will receive letter of acceptance within 5 working days after the Secretariat received the letter of intent. And if the application does not eligible, which is it means it does not meet the requirement, the applicant will receive letter of rejection within 5 working days after the Secretariat received the letter of intent. So, if the application is eligible, they need to submit a full complete dossier form within 6 months after receiving the letter of acceptance. And if the document or form, the dossier form is not complete, the Secretariat will return back to the applicant. And if the documentation is complete, they will evaluate and give feedback on the dossier form. And after that, they will compile information and do a discussion with the therapeutic and drug working community and also with dossier evaluation committee. And then all the report, feedbacks or input will be compiled, and then there will be a panel meeting with the Ministry of Health Medicine formulary to give a decision either our application is being accepted or not. And then the result, the letter will be given to applicant to know either their application is being accepted or not. If their application is being approved, so their drug are now being listed in the Ministry of Health medicine formulary. The criteria of medicine for the application of dossier. Firstly, the medicine must be registered with the Drug Control Authority for at least 1 year. Secondly, the indication must be approved by the DCA in Malaysia. Thirdly, the medicine and its indication must listed in the national formulary in at least 2 countries. And meanwhile, for the single chemical entity, it must be listed first in the Ministry of Health Medicine formulary before application of listing for fixed dose combination of finished pharmaceutical product. And then next, the medicine must have been used for at least 1 year after post Drug Control Authority registration. And then the medicine must have a therapeutic advantage that is supported by a clinical evidence. Lastly, for each application, it must be supported by 2 consultants or specialists that is related to the therapeutic field, working in different Ministry of Health institutions in Malaysia. So it's mean here, in order to apply for the terbinafine tablet, it must be supported by 2 consultants or specialists in the related therapeutic.
Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Hazwani binti Mustafa Kamarif. So here I would like to continue my friend's presentation about the dossier. So just now my friend is already explained about what is dossier and what is the type of dossier. We have many dossier range from the D1, D2, D3, D4 and also D5. However, in these cases, we are conducting the terbinafine tablet. We are involved in the pharmaceutical industry. So, only 3 dossiers they are involved and they are related in the pharmaceutical industry, which are dossier 1, dossier 2, and also dossier 5. So, the first one, I will explain about the dossier 1, or we also known as D1. So, the D1 is actually the form about this form is actually the proposal to list a new medicine into the Ministry of Health medicine formulary, or is also about the proposal to list a new indication for existing medicine in the Ministry of Health medicine formulary. So here is the important information that applicable in the form of dossier. First one is a medicine formation. So the medicine formation is about the medicine we want to send. So here, applicant they should provide a detail of the information about the medicine as required in the form. Here we just tick the medicine information and fill in the form. And the information should be obtained from the official reliable sources, for example like the medicine monograph or package insert. And in this medicine information also, the latest DCA approved package insert must also need to be attached together with this form. And sample of the medicine should be provided upon a request by the secretariat. So, and then the second one, which is the rationale for application and comparators. So this one is about the overview of the disease and also the current management, or maybe the rationale for the listing application. For the for the second one is actually we can provide an overview of the disease and also the patient population that the product is target for. And in this part also, the provide data on the disease prevalence and epidemiology in the Malaysia, the global epidemiology data. We also need to provide the brief overview of the current disease management and also other relevant information. And the third one is the supporting clinical evidence. And here the fourth one is supporting economic evidence. And the fifth one, the last one, is applicant statement declaration. So for this part, it's actually the section that must be signed by the appointed pharmacist or maybe the medical doctor that will cooperate or market access manager of the company. So this person that will be signed the in this form is actually the person that will act as the contact person for this dossier. So so these are five important information that we can see in the dossier 1. So the dossier 2 also, they have the same thing, the same information, the same thing that are involved in D2. So D2 is actually the proposal to add the formulation or dosage form, the strength of the medicine listed in the Ministry of Health Medicine Formulary. So in this form of the dossier 2, we also have the same thing with dossier 1. Medication information, rationale for the application and comparators, supporting clinical evidence, supporting economic evidence, applicant statement declaration. So all of this was same like the D1, but the difference is the dossier 2 is a proposal to add the formulation or the dosage form or the strength of medicine. I'm sorry for the okay. We move to the D5. So in D5, dossier 5 is actually the proposal to delist the approved medicine or indication from the Ministry of Health Medicine Formulary. So here in this dossier 5, there are two important information here. Applicant should provide a detailed information about the medicine as required in the form, and applicant statement declaration, same as the D1 and also D2. The person that must we got the sign here by the pharmacist or by the medical doctor. They actually can be also a contact person to this dossier. Okay. Next, we move to the content of dossier. Okay, here, before we move further to tell about the format of the dossiers. Firstly, we need to know the content of the dossier. So here, all of this information need to send together with the form of the dossier. So the first one is about data of the drug. So we must ensure that the drug of the data's drug must have a quality, efficacy, and also safety properties that are suitable for the intended use. And the second one is the any additional administrative document can also be sent together with this form of dossier. And the sample of the finished product we also need to send together with the dossier form. And the last one is related substance and reagent that are necessary to perform analysis of the finished product. Okay, next slide we move to the common pharmaceutical dossier, which is widely used in the pharmaceutical industry. So here we have four, which are CTD. CTD is stand for the Common Technical Dossier. ACTD, Asian Common Technical Dossier. And then the third one is ECTD, which is the Electronic Common Technical Dossier, and the fourth one is the Country Specific Registration Dossier. Okay, and then we move for the next slide, which is I will explain more detail about the formats. The first one is CTD format of dossier. CTD Common Technical Dossier. So this format is actually was very important and was widely used in the most of the country because it specifically for the application of the marketing authority. This format also it must be along with the other required documents. And this CTD format dossier is actually a widely used in a semi-regulated and also regulated market like in Middle East countries, European Union, USA, Australia, and so on. And then the second one, we move to the ACTD format dossier, which is ASEAN Common Technical Dossier. So this format is focused on the ASEAN country and it also provide the application for when we want to register the pharmaceutical for the human use. So in this format, it actually can be reduce the time and also resources needed when we compile this registration form, because it is the registration form. And this ACTD format is usually and mostly used in Asian country like Brunei, Indonesia, Malaysia, our country, Myanmar, Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, and so on. And the third one, we move to the ECTD format of dossier, which is Electronic Common Technical Dossier. So this format is a form of the electronic, and this electronic file must be follow the guidance for the industry that providing the regulatory information in electronic format. And in this format, US FDA and also Europe EMEA already announced that this format was the preferred format when we are using the electronic submission. Okay, next we move to the NEES format dossier. So NEES format stand for N here is actually none, E stand for the ECTD, and another E is electronic, and S here is the submission. So NEES is a submission of the non-ECTD electronic submission. We call it NEES. So this format submission can be started with any initial, variation, or renewal of the MA submission. And what's the difference between this format, which is NEES, and also the ECTD? Both of these is actually the electronic CTD. So the difference is the NEES is actually the scanned version of paper submission, and it is actually without backbone. However, in ECTD is a document in an intelligent form because it in terms of the PDF, JPG, or GIF format, which is along together with the folder or tree structure and also XML backbone. Okay, in this slide, I will explain the difference between the submission form of the CTD, NEES, and also ECTD. So in terms of the type, CTD in the paper form, in hard copy form, while the NEES and also ECTD in the electronic form. In terms of the compilation, CTD, it must be compiled on any program, then we must print it as a hard copy. While an EES is actually documented that are generated in a PDF format. While the ECTD, they need a special software to create the XML backbone. And in terms of the navigation or TOC, CTD, we know that it's a hard copy or can be tabs or volume. And EES, in terms of the hyperlink PDF, while the electronic CTD is XML file, hyperlink, and bookmark. Okay. And in terms of the submission, CTD must be submitted in form of the hard copy in volume, while NES and also ECTD, they must submit the form in the CD, which is the electronic one. That's all from us. Thank you so much.